Oh hey guys! My name's Teresa and I'm with Movement Fitness, and as you can tell, we're not at Movement Fitness today. We're actually in my kitchen. And the reason I brought you to my kitchen today is because I've had a lot of comments recently or questions about our meal prep, how we prep as a family, what meals are our go-to meals. Some of you had recently seen an Instagram picture of mine where I had meal prep containers on my counter and you were like, whoa! And I think a lot of you probably thought I put a lot of time and effort and work into that, and I guess maybe over a course of time and mastering it, but I really don't. I kind of cheat the system. So I just wanted to take a second to kind of tell you what I do, why I do what I do, and kind of fill you in on some of our go-to things. So I guess the first thing I have to share with you is our tried and true trusty food scale. This guy has been with us for 8 years, 10 years, I don't even know. The day my husband brought home a food scale, I had thought he'd lost his mind. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. We have all like kids and crazy, and you think I'm going to weigh out food too? And I was not on board. I think I was pregnant too. That may have had something to do with it. But then to be honest, it kind of became a habit because it's not what everybody would think. I'm not taking each piece of something and setting it on the scale and checking it and moving it over. To be honest, what I do every night for dinner, I take a plate, I set it on the scale. I know that I like 6 to 4 ounces of protein, so I'm going to take 6 to 4 ounces of chicken. I'm going to set it on my plate. I'm going to add 4 ounces of a green veggie or something to that effect. Asparagus, Brussels sprouts, those are my go-to. Set that on my plate. 2 ounces of a complex carb, so brown rice, quinoa, add that to my plate, and I'm done. I have to plate the food anyway. I'm just setting it on a scale while I do it. It takes me no extra time. That being said, we kind of created a habit where we do plate all of our food before it goes to the table. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a sense of community. I love family style feasts. I love all of that. But what I also know is I tend to grab an extra scoop, one more piece, just one more thing, because it's sitting in the table. Not because I'm still hungry, and sometimes the choices aren't bad sitting there. But I'm still overeating. And I think it was when our boys were really young and we had to cut everything into little dice-sized pieces, itty-bitty for them, that I got in the habit of like kind of just plating all our food on the counter and then taking our plates to the table. And you know, the nice thing about that is if I do finish my meal and I feel like, oh, I really like a little bit more of this or that, I have to make a conscious effort to stand up, pick up my plate, come around the counter and get it. And that helps me to kind of stay accountable in it a little bit too. Now don't get me wrong. We've all, you know, had an extra slice of pizza we didn't need, but it does help. That's not something that we even realized we were creating a habit of. And it's not something I think we realized we did until friends would come over and they were like, what's that on your counter? Oh, it's a food scale. Well, what are you doing over there? Oh, we're setting our food out. You know, and so it just became fast and easy for us, and it's just kind of what we do. The other reason I do that is because I tend to over-prepare food intentionally. Not over-prepare as in overcook. Believe me, I get called to the ropes on that. I have a house of boys. I mean, I make extra. The reason I do that is that makes meal prep so easy. I'm cooking anyway. We're throwing chicken on the grill anyway. I throw extra chicken breast on there. I dice it up, and then I put it into containers. I throw extra veggies in it. That piece makes it so fast. We came off a holiday weekend this weekend. I had zero time to even think about or do any meal prep. I just threw extra chicken breast on the grill. Well, actually, Justin, because those of you that know me, girls and I don't get along very well. But Justin put extra chicken on the grill. I made extra veggies and extra quinoa, and we just added it to the containers. Took them for lunch today. These, I guess I'll share a little bit about other pieces that I do or things that I love for meal prep. These little nifty containers are one of them. Now, you don't need a pretty, like, fun, fancy meal prep containers. That's not necessary. You have containers that you can use. That's great. The reason I like these is they are already portion control sized. So even if you didn't have a scale, typically 4 to 6 ounces of protein fit here, and 2 to 4 ounces of carbs or greens or veggie can fit here in the compartment ones. I like this open concept one too. I make burrito bowls in these. We make burrito bowls like crazy. Mexican food is my favorite and often my downfall. And so I quickly realized that I can eat really great Mexican food really, really well. I just have to be cautious of what I'm putting in it and being a little more aware. And then I use the circle ones for salads. I'll use these for burrito bowls too, just depending, like pasta, if I make zucchini pasta, things like that. Depending on what I'm making, I use different containers. I'll put the link in the bottom from Amazon, but again, it's not a necessity. These are just ones that they're microwave safe, things like that for my family. Another reason I do meal prep is because we live approximately in less than a mile from every single fast food restaurant, every single chain sit-down restaurant. Like, we're literally in the hub. I can be at, you name the restaurant, in 2 minutes from my house. And so the advantage of that is if I need something quick, great, if I can make good choices. The disadvantage is sometimes they're too convenient. And for us, if it's a day that we have swim lessons and I'm leaving school and headed to swim lessons, I have to drive right past them. And sometimes it's easy just to grab something there. And then I also kind of felt bad because I've always thought, like, this is okay, meal prep's okay for lunches, but this isn't how a family should do dinner. And I started to like laugh at myself, and I'm like, oh, but eating dinner from a paper bag in the back of my minivan's okay? So I make some meals in these for my boys. And if it's a day that we're rushed, then we just heat these up and they eat that, and they love it. They don't think anything different. To be honest, probably 4 to 5 nights a week we are sitting down, we're having dinner together, but life happens and we're in activities and sports, and so, I mean, we utilize these for all different things, and just kind of putting the leftovers in them. So these are just a couple quick tips on things that I do to meal prep. I am more than willing to answer any questions or tell you some other information about it. Make sure you comment or ask questions below, and remember, be great today.